Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and the roof is caving in on Governor J.B. Pritzker. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. These Democrats just walking around, and they're calling really for insurrection. These are the people, by the way, that were so against an insurrection. Remember January 6th? They were so disturbed by what they called an insurrection, which was nothing. And I mean, it wasn't nothing. So listen, some parts of it were bad, but it wasn't an insurrection. I digress. Pritzker's one of the Democrats, and there's several, that are calling for the arrest of ICE agents, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, while they're doing their jobs. All they're doing is getting rid of people who came to this country illegally, people the Democrat Party clearly welcomes. But if the Democrat Party had their way, then there'd probably be no borders, would there? So now, the government of the United States is saying, listen, pal, you try something like that, and you're going to jail, you're getting arrested, you'll be charged with seditious conspiracy. That's big. That is literally one step below treason. It's massive. I want you guys to watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
Okay, now to the state of Illinois, Stephen. And Governor J.B. Pritzker has talked about interfering with arresting ICE agents in Illinois. Now, it appears the federal government has said if that happens, J.B. Pritzker could be arrested. Let's talk about your willingness and under what federal authority do you arrest a sitting governor? I understand the supremacy clause. I understand interference with a federal officer. Tell me how it works that he would make himself susceptible to being arrested.
Well, the answer I'm about to give doesn't only apply to Governor Pritzker. It applies to any state official, any local official, anybody who's operating in an official capacity who conspires or engages in activity that unlawfully impedes federal law enforcement conducting their duties. So if you engage in a criminal conspiracy to obstruct the enforcement of federal immigration laws, or to unlawfully order your own police officers or your own officials to try to interfere with ICE officers or even to arrest ICE officers, you're engaged in criminal activity. Different kinds of crimes would apply. There's obstruction of justice. There is harboring illegal aliens. There is impeding the enforcement of our immigration laws. And then as you get up the scale of behavior, you obviously get into seditious conspiracy charges, depending on the conduct, and many other offenses. So again, it depends on the action, it depends on the conduct, it depends on what is taking place. But what we need to reassure, a couple points. To all ICE officers, you have federal immunity in the conduct of your duties. And anybody who lays a hand on you or tries to stop you or tries to obstruct you is committing a felony. You have immunity to perform your duties, and no one, no city official, no state official, no illegal alien, no leftist agitator or domestic insurrectionist can prevent you from fulfilling your legal obligations and duties. And the Department of Justice has made clear that if officials cross that line into obstruction, into criminal conspiracy against the United States or against ICE officers, then they will face justice.
All right, Stephen, before we go, I'd love just to ask you a somewhat personal question, and that is that you've been the target